since we're on the cusp of this major content algorithm update, I thought it would be really beneficial to have you on the show to get your thoughts on it. So, what's going on with this, the latest of the Google helpful content algorithm? Can you speak to that and maybe just give some thoughts on it?
No, absolutely. I really think that it's a direct response to the rise of AI content. ChatGPT was released November 30, 2002. 2 weeks later, Google adds an extra E to EAT with the expertise. Now, clearly, AI can't have expertise in anything, right? So I think that was the first the first move in an anti-AI stance. Now, that being said, I don't think Google's anti-AI. I think Google's anti-AI spam. So this helpful content update is really focusing on having helpful content that demonstrates experience, expertise, authority, and trust.
Yeah, and we were joking, we were laughing about this. I think the algorithm hasn't worked as well as they would hope. Maybe you could share some of the things that you've seen, some of the volatility out there.
Well, I think just a few hours ago, Barry Schwartz reported that John Mueller's site was de-indexed. John Mueller being the search liaison, I believe, at Google.
Yeah, so I would say if you're a law firm listening and maybe you've experienced some traffic decline, that I would sit back. There's always a little bit of things that they mess up and have to roll back. I know we monitor our clients on a weekly basis, their impressions, their clicks, and we've seen some volatility. So I would say kind of batten down the hatches, so to speak. Let's lean into that though. Let's lean into the expertise component. Like it's on the outside, it's like, yeah, you need experts, but like how do you actually make your content show expertise?
Well, I think all four of these factors in EAT are related, right? So your About Us page is extraordinarily important these days, showing that where you went to school, have you published, have you spoken, your case results, of course, if your jurisdiction allows you to talk about that, right? Also, in terms of demonstrating that expertise, in-depth content, right, which also speaks to the authority of the content, which also builds trust. So all these factors are related. And the truth is, I think it comes to in-depth content that explains the law in a reader-friendly way.
So are you saying, you know, citing citing your content, citing the sources? Are you talking about linking to things to, as references? I mean, just another word phrasing for citing the sources. Like what
Absolutely.
what what goes into that?
Well, I think it's finding good outbound links, right? If you're going to cite a statute, cite to the official statute, the .gov, the .edu, or to a court resource that discusses that statute in depth to show the readers that you have done your research and this is accurate content. And in fact, in the search quality guidelines that Google puts out regularly, it's clear that the biggest factor is trust. And it also indicates to the quality raters that if a website or a page shows incorrect information, that page is of the lowest trust level.
Yeah, and I think that's where, that's where individuals have gotten into trouble with using AI, and it spits out things that are incorrect, and so there has to be human oversight. And I would say, for the record, I'm not saying don't use AI. I think you just have to use it as a tool and just monitor what it's putting out.
Well, Chris, I think that's absolutely right. I think that it is just a tool like anything else that we've used for years. Grammarly runs on an AI algorithm. We've used that to do the first initial check of our content for now a decade now. This is just another tool in the writer's toolbox to create better content faster. But of course, it needs to be highly, highly edited and checked by humans and subject matter experts.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And from what I've seen, just my own experience testing Surfer and Neuron Writer and some of these others, it's like they're one step away from plagiarism, right?
Sure.
They're calling from the same top 10 sources, and I think that's what Google's trying to prevent. But maybe you could speak to that as well.
Well, I think by definition, AI generated content is going to be generic. And as you said, close to plagiarism, because the way the algorithm or the way the technology operates, it is guessing the next best word. This is a reductionist thing to say, but I think it helps people understand how it's working. It's highly advanced predictive text. the way that your phone or or Word knows what should be coming next, AI is doing the same thing, just at a bigger scale. So it's reading the corpus of data that it's been given and spitting something out that is going to be, again, by definition, generic and down the middle. It's never going to be thought leadership. So in order to use AI to create content that's demonstrating EAT or double EAT, you need to ensure that you're adding information game, you're adding a human element, you're doing some original research and giving it something it doesn't know.
I love that phrase, information gain, and that's so true, and that's why a lot of individuals, a lot of SEO agencies, you see these like doorway pages. It's like they take the exact same landing page and they throw a different city in the title, and there has to be some unique component, whether it's driving directions or different statute or what have you. Otherwise, why would Google recognize it as being different?